Hey, welcome to Moyna Bass Fishes. I want to talk about Sam Rayburn a little bit. I've been out here the last couple days, and holy cow, there's so many fish in this lake. It's just, I can't believe how many fish are out here. You can just pick any style you want to fish, anywhere you want to go. There's fish to be caught. Obviously, there's areas that are better than other areas, but you can't pick a place that does not have fish right now. So it's really cool, and you can catch them however you want to fish. The water is up in the bushes. The bushes are maybe 2 to 3 feet deep on the outer edge, which to me is like almost perfect because once you start flooding, even once the water gets even higher, then those fish can push back farther into the bushes, into the woods, and they can get away from you. But right now, they're just kind of pinned right there in that first layer of bushes there. So it's pretty cool. So I mean, you can throw top waters, you can throw, you can flip, you can pitch, you can throw wacky rigs, whatever. There are plenty of fish to be caught in the bushes, that's for sure. Um, but then there's also fish out deeper that I'm catching. So if I want to fish out deeper, then I just look at my Lowrance Active Target, and I can just pick out pieces of wood, whether it's brush or stumps, just pick them out, throw bait over there, and literally watch the fish rise up off the wood and grab the bait and fish on. So I don't know, pretty cool lake. And somebody somewhere recently, I read, I don't know if I read it or watched it on a video, but the debate, the question um, posed to the audience was, which lake in this country has had more fish caught out of it than any other lake in the country, more bass caught out of it. And this lake, Sam Rayburn, is probably one of the leading contenders to take that title. And the reason why is because, first of all, never ice is over, like in Minnesota where I'm from. I think there's still ice on our northern lakes in northern Minnesota, and here we are almost May 1st. So, but anyways, I mean, you got it. It's a huge body of water. It's had excellent fish populations for most of its time, and it had a lot of fishing pressure over the years. So yeah, this Sam Rayburn could be the lake that has produced more fish, more catches than any other lake in the country. I mean, it's right up there. It's got to be top 10 for sure. Anyways, if not the number one. But anyways, let me just ask you. Here's something else I want to ask you. Okay, I mentioned catching these fish on top waters. Is it because these fish are so pressured that they are not eating my top waters? Because what they're doing is they're coming up and they're just batting it. And I know that's kind of a protective kind of behavior from bass that are around beds or around fry. A lot of times they just ram the bait rather than eat it. But I mean, I don't see this to this extent. I don't see this to this extent in Minnesota, where our fish are a lot dumber. I mean, they come up and they just eat, and they might get a little territorial and nose things and bat things, but not to the degree that these fish on Sam Rayburn are. I mean, literally, you're taking. I mean, I'm literally hooking up like maybe 1 in 6 or 7 topwater bites. That's it. And it doesn't matter what topwater. I've tried some different varieties, different styles, and the result is the same. More fish are not eating the bait than what are. I mean, they're boiling on it, they're ramming it, and they're not eating it. So, kind of weird. Another topic. Let's talk crappies now. Okay? When I was here in January and February, there were just, the crappies were so easy to catch, and they were big and jumbo and lots of them. Nothing's changed. If not, actually, there's probably more crappies now. It's like brush piles that I found back in January and November that were bass brush piles. So, back then, I had some brush piles were crappie only brush piles, some brush piles were largemouth onlys, and then there was a few that had both. Well, now a lot of those brush piles that were just bass brush piles back then they have 100 crappies in them. There's so many crappies out here, it's ridiculous. And it's so easy to find them and catch them. I mean, just drive around with your Lowrance side scan until you find a brush pile, then get your active target, point it at the brush pile, and you'll see them just dotting the treetops. Take a crappie jig, throw it over there, and you'll hook up. Almost guaranteed. So, but here's the one difference, though, is I'm catching more smaller crappies now. You still get a couple nice ones, but then smaller ones as well. Lots of smaller ones. Those weren't as numerous. But back in January and February, it was like mostly it was all just jumbo-sized crappies. Now you kind of get a variety. So these little ones, I don't know, these little ones must have been way out deep or something. And now they've moved up into these shallower brush piles, maybe. I don't know. The other thing is, back in January, February, all I caught were black crappies. Now I'm catching white crappies and black crappies. In fact, I've caught some white crappies on bass lures. I mean, legitimate bass lures. I caught a couple on a chatterbait, a couple on a spinnerbait, and these are white crappies. Where were these white crappies back in January and February? I never caught one single white crappie back then, and I caught a lot of crappies. So that's the crappie observation, whatever that means, whatever that's worth. And I don't know. We got a couple more days. Let's see, what day is it? Today's Saturday. So I still have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to practice. The tournament starts Wednesday. This is a Toyota Series tournament, part of the MLF family of tournaments. So really, I got like 4 days in now, and I've caught 1 million fish. No big ones though, no big bass at all. I have not caught a 4-pounder at all in 4 days of practice. But I mean, you could sink the boat with the number of 1-pounders I've caught. Anyhow, I got 3 days, so basically 3 days, and I don't know. We'll try to. I don't know. I'm not sure what I got to do to get the big ones. Got to change some of my variables, and see if that'll do it. But anyhow, that's enough from me, and we will get back at you again before the tournament starts. Over.